What's up, guys? Um, I am looking to be bearish today, and I'll use these 1 hour gaps kind of as my condition. So if we break these, I'll become bullish. And I have a data low marked here from news. And for those of you that don't know, data lows that form at liquidity sweeps usually aren't as high probability as data lows that form inside the range. But it'll still be a good low to target, especially if we get some good momentum towards it. Unfortunately, right now there's like not a good gap on this leg, so we'd have to wait for like either more manipulation or for price to come down here or for us to inverse like this 5 minute in order to actually get like the move down. What do you think of the combined 5 minute for a short to at a low? Yeah, exactly. That's what I just answered your question. What up, JJ? Yeah, no dodgy today. It'll be me. Dream scenario. I think dream scenario would be like a sweep of these highs, tapping into the 1 hour and then a short from there. But we do have a data low, so at any point when we inverse these, like this 2 minute gap, this obvious 2 minute gap, I think that'll be when we get the breakdown towards the data low, and so that's just what I'm keeping an eye on right now. Do I still study ICT? No. Now that I have like a model in place that has brought me consistency, I don't feel the need to continue to study ICT. If anything, I think that would just kind of distract from what I already have right now. If you have a Tradevate account, Tiago, just go to your like equity and open P&L on the top and hover over that like colored bar in the middle. And on those numbers, it'll say how much drawdown you have left. We still have the 930 low from yesterday. Yeah, yeah, we still have that obvious wick too. So that'll be like a target for this morning. And then ultimately, like, I want like these lows to get ran here at some point because we are rejecting the daily SIBI and this like hourly, and this was kind of a bearish reaction. So I think we could see like a market maker sell model down to here, but only if we get good momentum. If we don't, and we come back up and we inverse the 1 hour here, then obviously I'll become bullish. Yeah, Dodgy's on a plane right now, I think, so he will not be here. It'll be me for this morning. Bias is bearish, yes. Yeah, for right now, we have the drawn liquidity being the data low, and I think higher time frame order flow is mostly bearish here. So, two of the reasons why I'm still focused on that. If we want to see this low hit, we need to see this 1 hour break here. So, we'll be paying attention to that also this morning. But I don't know how much volume we're going to have this morning or how fast we're going to move down. So, I don't know. He probably just made a mistake. Mano or Mono. What up, Black Sand? Dude, are we ever gonna play Ark again? Is that ever gonna happen? Um, I don't know, but I got 32 Ven 4s that are looking to make an appearance, so I think we'll have to get going. Where's Dodgy? Dodgy is on a plane. What a Vignesh. We do have a data low, correct? Yeah. I am recording, yeah. Did the relative equal bother you if we inverse the 2/5 now? No, I wouldn't really care about these highs being left behind. Especially if we inverse this 5 minute down here. Can I explain my bias? Yeah, so my bias is bearish because we've inversed this hourly gap and we've also broken this 15-minute gap which was holding. And so for right now I imagine we go down to at least the AM low, and then we also have a data low here that will act as a draw. So I think both of those things, cause us to lean more bearish. My dream scenario would be a retrace to the unfilled 1 hour gap up here and then a short from there. So that's kind of my thoughts right now. And then if we get that, obviously that'll be like our A plus setup. We'll take that. But yeah, if you guys have any other thoughts about today, let me know. Maybe I missed something. But yeah, everything to me is kind of pointing bearish. Order flows bearish. The draws and liquidity are bearish. Lower time frame seems bearish. Higher time frame seems bearish. Did I take the long the data high? No, I wasn't on the charts. What do I think about the 2 minute short? Um, I think that what? Oh, this one to the left. Yeah, I think that this is the a really good setup. And I think if we get the 2 minute, we should get the 5 minute after. Am I gonna take the 5 minute? Um, yeah, I'll probably try both the two or the five, whichever hits first. I think PM definitely has fewer setups than AM. I will say that, but I don't necessarily think that that really impacts profitability too much. Um, I know people that exclusively trade PM and they're profitable and they take payouts. So if you're somebody who's like trying to force trading AM while working, but you have like free afternoons because maybe you get all your meetings done in the morning, or you're somebody that maybe works like, third shift or first shift or whatever it would be, you get into work early and then you're out by PM. I think those people would benefit the most from it. Or if you're just trying to accelerate your learning, PM is really for you because it's just another um, voice that you can hear regarding the model, and you can kind of get a good grasp on how I traded and how I found profitability. So for me, I've loved PM. I've streamed PM now for over 250, almost 300 streams now. And so to me, it's been a great session. We found consistency with it. Am I still trading gold? No, I haven't traded gold in about 3 weeks now. How's February been for you? This has been my best February yet. So I'm glad. Um, I'm in a short, but we still have a protected low in the 1 hour, which might be hard to break. Yeah. Um, this one here.
Oh.
Actually, this isn't protected because we swept the high, so we should be good. What up, man?
What do you think about the options play?
We'll be fine. At least until the data low swept, and then we'll see.
What do you think about this data low short?
It'll probably work. The 2 minute or the 5 minute. I still think dream scenario would be if
Are
we
we
would
gonna
have
take
tapped
it?
the 1 hour, but am I gonna take it? I think if the risk reward's like 2R, I'll take it. Yeah, I just don't know what it is right now. It's like 1R, so I don't know. I'll see. I'll think about it.
That's on the 2 minute, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minute would be the same. Yeah, yeah. To me, German pilot, that's like a high resistant low now, right? I know you mentioned the other day, Dodge, you talking about how high resistant low and protected low are the same thing, but I have, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my definition of it is like a protected low is like when we're um mechanically like respecting the rules of a protected low, and then a high resistant low is like after we sweep the high, making it no longer protected. The low just becomes high resistant at that point.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. For sure.
Should we enter this trade? Up to you. Um, Data low is one of the strongest draws in liquidity on the market, and usually we'll see it hit. I still think the dream scenario here is like for us to come up and address the conflicting draw of the unfilled 1 hour before heading lower. We'll have good delivery there. Right now on this short, we don't really have amazing delivery. We're coming off this 5 minute, so that's at least something. But yeah, higher time frame delivery here would be better. Um, Although sometimes when we have a data low, we just go to it, and this looks like potential lower time frame sell model here. So it's really up to you. This is definitely an eval play, definitely singular funded. It's just I don't know if it's a live account. That's like the only thing.
Dude, I feel like any play to data lows that's like decent is a live count play because like they're just so strong, bro.
Yeah.
If we get a good close here, I think this is pretty good.
Okay. Well, there you
I just hope open dumps, bro. We keep forming dumbass three drives to the downside. Or yeah. Or upside, sorry.
go. Yeah.
Boarding very soon here.
For sure. I found out a new way to get flights for really cheap.
How?
If you have credit card points, you can transfer your credit card points to KLM or like Air France, their program, and then you can buy Delta flights, and their like redemption value is pretty good.
Pretty good. Nice.
You do like business class flights for like I think like 40K points from New
Or
York to Miami. I'm recording. Yeah, I'm out of. I already answered that earlier. You're late to the stream. Poppy, I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I'm big on points. Am I in New York? I'm in Michigan. But yeah, we had the 2 minute close here. Obviously, the 5 minutes still holding. So if you want to
this better
enter,
work, bro.
this will probably work.
I think if this works, bro, like our options play will be chilling, but this needs to work.
Oh wait, I lied. the 5 minute close below as well. So obviously momentum here just isn't that great. But yeah, everything closed besides like obviously the lower time frame stuff, 1 minute, 30 second.
Dude, do you even think our options will be up at open? Like,
No, they'll be down money.
God damn it.
Yeah, no,
Unless the stat of those plays work. Well, mine's 60 DE. Oh wait, yours will be down. Mine won't.
mine
Mine,
yours will be
dude,
slightly
mine's
down. Mine will be down like probably 30%. I'd guess. Maybe more. Because we sat at the same price level for like 12 hours. So
yeah, I know.
it's just data. Wouldn't the setup be a pattern trade? No, because of the data low.
Dude, any setup to the data low is like it's just like it's a data low. So it's like any setup to data lows that like look decent probably have like a 60% win rate. So any trade that's like above 2R to a data low, you should be taking every time, in my opinion. Because the data is there to support it. But I'm already short an option, so I'm not. I mean, I'm already in this basically. I'm already in on options.
You see that thing on Twitter where you hedge your prop firm futures positions with an options play?
Yeah, bro, I've known about that for 2 years.
Okay.
I gate kept it.
I see it making its rounds again.
Yeah. You know who talks to I talked to you about that? The Trader Sumo guy.
Okay.
He knows about it too. Remember I mentioned that like two
Yeah.
months ago?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a look at gold.
Dude, Open's gonna be like I don't know. I don't even know what Open's gonna do, bro. Hopefully we just dump from options, but
Not really good price action. I honestly don't really like it. I do like that we're delivering from that 1 hour though, so I'd give it like
dude,
a A minus setup on gold.
I think just the fact that I think just the fact that what was I gonna say? Um dude, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, yeah. On the hourly chart, that 930 away from yesterday
Mm-hmm.
is like technically protected.
Yeah, yeah. My thought process is if we were really bullish here, would we have rejected the last gap in the leg like that so aggressively
Yeah, true.
and broken that 15 minute that we were waiting on yesterday? So I don't know. I think we'll be fine.
As-
What are macro windows that you were talking about yesterday? Yeah, so the AM macros are 9:50 to 10:10 Eastern, and then 10:50 to 11:10. So it's a protected low MM because it's a low inside of a Fair Value gap that was swept but not closed below. Anytime we form a wick below that low, that's considered protected. But we reswept the high that formed that low, so to me it's not protected. It's more like just high resistant. It'll just be like difficult to sweep that low. So you really want to see this 1 minute that we just formed broken. This would kind of be like your confirmation setup. This is what I was waiting on to enter was something like this here. So that way I could like tighten on my risk because I mentioned in order to take the setup I wanted to get something that was like 2R or better. And this, depending on where the close is, should be, almost 2R, 1.9 there. So, yeah, if you're in the short, definitely want to see this 1 minute break. London high is protected. Yeah, kind of, yeah. 5 minute high is definitely protected. Yep, yep, Gabriel for sure. That's what I had marked out as my dream scenario, so. Bias for today, I am leaning bearish. I will use this 1 hour as my condition. We have a data low below. So, kind of my thoughts. There is a.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, bet. We're gonna take off soon. I really want to go.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna get off here. My Wi-Fi is getting like absolutely cooked.
Yeah, you like cut out that last one a little bit.
Good luck
But
today, guys. No revenge trade. And yeah.
all right, man. Have a
What do
nice
you say,
flight.
Reliable?
Nothing. Just have a nice flight, man.
I said good luck, revenge trade.
All
Thanks,
right.
bro. Appreciate it. Let's pray we dump for my shorted open, guys.
Yes. Bias today is
Can
bearish.
we? I'll say their biggest.
Pump confirmed? Yeah, probably. But I will say, now that we have the daily gap tapped, there's less of a conflicting draw here. And so while we've tried to become bearish on these other days, I think that today has the highest chance of being like the actual bearish day. So we will see. Normally, if we're anticipating price to be bearish, we need to see a bullish Judas swing. So that's where this idea of the 1 hour getting tapped comes from. And then, obviously, we'll see a down move after that. What if it takes out highs, then lows? Then we'll probably have another opportunity to take a short here if we hit the 1 hour. But this P is looking not good. Yeah, yeah. I didn't really love the momentum on the close of the 2 minute there. But yeah, doesn't look like this 2 minute will be a winner. Um, Still not like a terrible play because it's data low. But for those of you that showed up early, we talked about how data lows that form when liquidity is taken are lower strength of a draw than data lows that form inside the range. So that could be a reason why. And then the other reason why is obviously the 1 hour conflicting draw. So you took it, obviously, you got stopped out. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I think that price is now bullish, right? Like we could still see, potential reversal. We will just see. But yeah, obviously today I'll let you guys know if I'm getting in a trade. I didn't want to sway your decision at all with that one. Obviously, Dodger said it was a good trade, so didn't want to, kind of go against his thought process. But I'll definitely let you guys know when I'm going to be in a trade today. Trump's talking. Oh yes, that's right. I did see that. Yeah, so we do have Trump speaking this morning. That could kind of, move around the markets a little today. Let's see, what time is that? 9 o'clock. But usually he's late to these things, so let's see. A lot of blue. Yeah, this is actually kind of funny. So they're holding a board of peace meeting, but I think the U.S. is about to strike Iran this week, right? The data lows have less of a chance of being a strong draw when only when it sweeps the low, or when it makes, or when it sweeps inside for value. Just when it takes out liquidity. So like this low swept here. This it ran this low. Um, so that's kind of like the low that I'm focused on. I feel like Dodgy's talked about it in the past. Whenever a data low takes liquidity, it's lower probability. Or data high. Can you please explain data wicks? Is it something different to news wicks? No, it's like the same thing.
Bro, why are we pumping?
Most of the time, um, data wicks form at like predetermined times, like on set data releases, and then news wicks are just like random. They come off like a Trump announcement or whatever it is. Why are we pumping? Probably because we have the unfilled 1 hour above. So we might need to address that before heading lower.
Yeah, you know how like sometimes when your check engine light comes on, you don't you pretend to not see it and you turn up the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just gonna pretend not to see my option play I'm in right now.
Okay.
Now, like if I was in on futures, I'd be green. I'd be up 15 points here. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Because the entry was 883 and we're at 865. I'm basically green in this position, guys. Let's go.
basically. Yeah, Emma, that's
Mm,
my dream
What's
scenario.
my bias? I'm bearish. I'm gonna short. I've been in the short since yesterday afternoon. So I bought 60 D options and I risked 1K. So I'm letting them go to zero. So if we don't hit the daily equal lows in the next 6 days, then I'm cooked. I guess we'll
Um,
see.
yeah, I wouldn't want this 15 minute to end versus Edmem. I would just want us to like IO fed the 1 hour and then get a bearish reaction after that. Pending home sales. I think it's yellow folder, right? So it's probably not that important. Do I trade a live account? Just on options. On futures, no. I like the risk to reward that you have with the prop firm accounts. But I probably should start a live account soon. Maybe I'll fund one with this next payout I'll get. The difference between options and futures, the main difference is that with options you have to be correct about time and price, and futures you mostly just have to be correct about price. Because with options there's theta decay, and what that means is that because you're buying an options contract, there's a set expiry date, and so the premium that you're paying for that contract it depends on how far away from the expiration you are. And so time influences the price of the option a lot more.
Yo, Joni, what loss did you take before?
Do you get payouts like monthly with? I try and get a payout every 2 weeks with a prop firm.
I know, but what was the setup, Jody? Why didn't you post Why didn't you post a loss? Why are you just posting the winner? I said after it's already green. You should have posted a loss. Well, why do you lose? What play did you take? Was it a order block or a TO3 or
JD, my last payout was like 6K.
you're just kind of like fuck it? Or you just kind of like fuck it, and then you started 3 micros? I'm just messing with you. All right, 4 more minutes to open, guys. We got a dump here, please.
I try and take a payout every 2 weeks, Serge. I have like 4 more days on this payout, and I'll be able to request again. Yeah, 1 minute here looks like it could break. 3 minute looks like it could break. The only problem with this short, guys, is we have a liquidity sweep, which is good, but delivery here is kind of bad. So this is a really good reaction. Um, there's the 3 minute inverse. So you could take that and then go break even like at this next gap here. Just quick break even. And then hold for the data low. I like the momentum here a lot more than the first trade. Really, I have to look into that PAX. By the way, for those of you that really like Top Step X but haven't liked how Top Step's been behaving lately, I guess Lucid and Tradeify came out with their own Top Step platform or Top Step X platform, and it looks really nice. So I'm gonna look into that this week and test it out, and I'll let you guys know how it is. It is through Rhythmic, but that would be actually really good because Bullinox only uses Rhythmic, and if they adopt the platform, that would make me enticed to use Bullinox because the one thing I don't like about them is that you have to use Rhythmic. It's called like Tradesy, I think. So yeah, we have open in 2 minutes. This is the candle that we were looking for with the data play. Trump getting on stage. Oh boy. I'm behind on my stream. Oh, I thought this was live. Yeah, for me this is live, so I guess Sky News is behind. Are aliens bullish or bearish for the market? Yeah, Labo. I will. All right, we got open in 30 seconds. Yeah, probably driver. Just put in a support ticket. Am I in this? No. No, I'm not. I mean, I am with my options play, I guess, but no, I'm not into some futures. I'm gonna wait for something textbook today. I know we'll get it, whether it's a retracement long or a better short entry. I don't know. I think the 1 minute there is fine if you wanted to try it. Okay, so my options are down 20% only. So I'm happy with that, I guess. Ew. Now they're down 30. Yeah, so break even on the 1 minute short. I guess we'll just see. Wow, that's not bearish. 930 wick getting put in here on both sides. Maybe we run to the 1 hour now. We inverse this. Okay, so we swept all these highs. As long as we're holding this 5 minute, there's no reason for us to expect we go to the 1 hour. So if we get like a bearish reaction here, this could be actually a decent short. But there's no gap. Maybe the 1 minute forms a gap. And doesn't look like we're going to get a 1 minute gap either. So maybe there's a, yeah, there's a tiny 30-second. Honestly, I don't know. This feels a little too wild. I'm just being patient, guys. Okay. So respect that. Yeah, we'll just watch this. Okay. Pretty good move there. How far into the 1 hour should we go before shorting? I would expect just price to IO fed the gap, meaning we just barely tap into it, wick into it, and then get a bearish reaction. But I have no idea if we're going to go to there yet because the 5 minute bullet or bearish gap here is still holding. So we'll see. This is a really choppy open. Probably chopping because Trump is going to speak, and then maybe once he's done speaking, we'll see it clean up a little, but yeah, there is an SMT, a bullish SMT with ES. And I guess a bearish one too. We're just kind of uncorrelated with ES right now. Does 8:30 or 9:30 wick only count if it's on the 1 minute spot on? Yeah, most of the time. I mean, this wick here from yesterday is 9:31. I know that. And so wait, no, it's not. Wait, no, it's not. Okay, I lied. So yeah, that's 9:30. So that'll be a good wick to target. But yeah, 9:31, not so much. So based on where we closed here, I think we should dump. We just could put in a 1 minute bearish OB. So I really don't know what's going to stop this here. So once this low gets taken, if you're in like a short here, I would definitely go to break even. Because we should just run the data low now. All right, there's the data low. So, good looks. Now we want to see a break of structure through the data low. The only way to get in that play, I think, was like if you just entered on the close of the 1 minute OB there. You saw that, dramatic candle down, but obviously not really a good IFPG entry. Or you just held the 1 minute inverse. Guys, guess what? I am green on my options play. So this wick here
Yo, bang.
is our big sell
Yeah.
side target.
You just took that. Type 1 if you just took that, guys. What's up? No, no. Bruh, I was on the video. The recording. Yeah.
Now we have this 1 minute here for a potential long. What's our delivery? Do we have anything? I don't think so. But do you see how we got this like really bullish wick reaction to this low being swept, and we almost hit the 1 hour low there, but we missed it? It's what we're talking about when we say like high resistant low. I mean, it may take a couple times for us to get down to there. Obviously, that's our ultimate draw, but yeah, it might take a couple swings at it. So yeah, Trump is speaking. We're delivering from the hourly though. For the long, yes, this would be considered indirect delivery. Direct delivery is whenever we sweep a low, and then we have like delivery from the gap to the left. But because we haven't swept this low, this is like, in my opinion, not the best delivery. It's like B tier delivery. We have an SMT. Okay, if we have an SMT, then that kind of changes things. Let's check. We have an SMT with that 1 hour low, so yeah. I guess if we got the long, that improves the play for sure. But obviously we'll be keeping an eye on this 1 minute. I think with the SMT, this would be considered like an A setup probably. And then the draw on liquidity would be the unfilled 1 hour. So just looking at both sides here. I'm not going to be like married to short just because I'm in an options play. Like if we get good momentum here, this would be really V-shaped. Yeah, this looks decent. I want to see probably the 30-second and 1 minute close here and 2 minute. For how long will Trump be speaking? I do not know. But yeah, what do you guys think about this 1 minute long? I think it looks mechanically very nice. We all took that short, right? 5 minute? 5 minute? The 5 minute would have been stopped out, but I'm just in my options play right now, Madge. or sorry. You recommend Top Step, no activation, 50k, or Tradify Select? Tradify, I think. Tradify Growth. Tradify Growth is terrible? Really? Is it because of the payout policy or why? Because when I saw the rules on their website yesterday, they didn't seem too bad. Really? Okay. Yeah, well then probably Select. I don't know their funded rules. It's really up to you though. Whatever you prefer in terms of, payout rules, that kind of thing. Yeah, honestly though, the Lucid 50k Flex is probably your best bet. They're the best value in my opinion. The payouts are capped, but I think for most people, 2k per account per payout. I mean, you could take a 10k payout every 5 days. That's pretty good. What's my target on options? Well, I want to see how far we can go, and then I'm gonna trail my stop probably on options. Probably TP1 at 24,700. And then after that, I mean, I'll try and go for this low, but it probably won't happen in a single day. So we'll just see. If we were to pump here and inverse this 1 minute, I'd probably have to cut them. Because we'll probably go to the 1 hour first. This is like so much momentum, by the way. So yeah, I do think this 1 minute's going to be like our condition. And then obviously we could reverse at 10 here, like if we want to become bullish today. Or even potentially now off the SMT and the data wick being taken. Am I looking bullish or bearish? I am like neutral right now, Dangrel. My condition is this 1 minute gap that we've created. If we continue to respect it, I'll remain bearish. If we inverse it, then I could see price being bullish to the unfilled 1 hour. An AMI and that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly, because you can only request 50 Roxlid, correct. Kind of a choppier open. Yeah, there is a 2 minute though, yeah. You probably want both to inverse. Yeah, I think this 1 minute long works. RR sucks to the unfilled 1 hour? Really? I don't think so. Put your stop loss at like here. Looks like good RR. But I don't know. Pretty bad reaction. 2 minutes still is not closed above. So, like I said, want to see all time frames close above here. Remember, we still have Trump speaking too, so that's definitely probably going to impact price. No, because we've taken the low driver, so because we've swept liquidity, we could technically bounce, but obviously as long as the 2 minute and 1 minute they're holding, we'll see. Wow, yeah, if you took the 1 minute, yeah, wow, that's pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, just based off this candle, this is like don't trade conditions. Yeah, exactly, Caven. Exactly. All time frames close when like the draw on liquidity isn't that good and when price conditions aren't the best. That was a 75-point candle. Goodness gracious. That's crazy. Yeah, don't I mean obviously seeing that reaction to the 1 minute inverse, I think these are like don't touch the charts price conditions, but did I see the 5 minute short? No, I wouldn't have taken that. But you avoided a loss, so I guess that's good. The 2 minute would be a good break even spot now. If we got the 2 minute, the break even would be AM high, so it'd be like really far. We have this 30-second now. We have equal highs. The macros in 2 minutes, so we typically expect price to run liquidity during the macro. Remember, how many times have I said this morning that this low is high resistant, so it'll probably take a few stabs to get to the low? How many times have we came down now? Once, twice, 3 times? Patience, patience. All right, let's see. 2 minute, 2 minute, and the 30-second here might send this up. 2 minute closes in 1 more minute. Here is the 30-second. I like that we respected this 30-second gap. We didn't close above the 30. I think the 2 minutes valid. I think these are choppy price conditions, and I think if you want to trade in these volatile choppy price conditions, you'll probably get wrecked, just like those that took the 1 minute. So for now, I'm gonna sit out of this and wait until price sweeps one of the extremes, and then take a setup. If we hit the 1 hour before we sweep the low extreme, then I'll probably just not take a trade.
Sebastian.
What up, Steve?
How's it going, man?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling. What about you?
Chilling.
That's nice. You take anything this morning?
Yeah, I took the play to the data low. I saw the sweep of the high and then went for the low. But damn, bro, it was brutal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. You guys need to listen to Reliable. Sit on your damn hands. This, just look at the 5 minute chart. It'll paint the big picture for you. This is nasty, bro. But those wicks though on the 5 minute, I do think we run those wicks down, but it's just gonna take time.
Yeah, we'll see. We have that SMT at the hourly low that we're trying to target right now. Did you see that?
Yes. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. I think we got the 30-second now. 2-minute closes in 1 more minute, guys. So I guess still wait for that, but looks bullish, maybe.
Yeah, who knows, man. This shit's wild. I do have meetings today, so I expect the bank to be trying to make some money.
For sure. You don't think they're trying to make money every day, Steve? Only when you have meetings?
No, like for real, bro. I don't work with traders specifically, but the work I do impacts traders.
Mhm.
So we're only allowed to do stuff at certain times, and I can't do anything right now. So that means traders are working.
Sure.
So they're not working every day. Hell no. They take days off. Nope. So that's how I'm gold stream today.
There's the
Probably not,
2-minute.
guys. Gold did not work last night, so it was one of those nights. I didn't trade it, thankfully.
So if you're in off the 2-minute here, I'd probably go break even there. This just shouldn't pull back. We have an SMT at those highs, so yeah, we just want to see price rip now.
Yeah, we do have that unfilled 15-minute. Did you say that as well?
Yeah, unfilled 15-minute, unfilled 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's been my
Yeah.
like target for the morning. After the data lows got swept. So yeah, 902 is probably where I'd cover most. I don't really think price should go further past that. Maybe there's like 50%, but no, 50% lines up pretty nicely with that 1 hour, so I would just cover all there. Am I in this? No, I'm not.
I won't. I'm gonna peace out. Everybody trade safe. Stick to
All right,
the
man.
plan.
So yeah, that can be a TP1 if you want. Or you can just wait a few extra points for the 1 hour. But yeah, 931 wick there was pretty obvious, I guess. We still need to see the 5-minute inverse, right? We talked about that this morning, being like, okay, you know, this gap's been holding us down. This 30-second, I think it needs to hold. If we break that, that would be probably bearish. Same with the 1 minute. Do I usually re-enter on that? If I took that 1 minute loss, if ever I take a loss on a A plus setup, and then I see another A plus setup, I'll try it if the draw on liquidity is still intact. So yeah, I would maybe re-enter there. But to me, this is an A plus. I don't think the first trade was A plus, and I don't think this trade's A plus. So I just sat out of both. I think the first setup was probably A minus, and the second one was A. The reason why not A plus is because of like price conditions It was pretty choppy into the close, but in terms of liquidity, it made sense. In terms of structure, it made sense, right? We continued to put in bullish order flow, so yeah, it all kind of made sense. And then obviously we had the unfilled gap above. We are going to put in potentially a 4 hour in 4 minutes, so might balance that. But yeah, there's the 1 hour. So could see price reject this. Our draw on liquidity lower isn't amazing. So shorts here aren't great, but mechanically this would be a really good 30-second short. But yeah. So far, everything I've called this morning has gone pretty good. I said we would be bearish to the data low. I said we could get a long from here because of the SMT. I said the 1 hour gap would probably get tapped. I said wait for all the time frames to close above. So now we'll just see if my call to sell all here is correct. I mean, based on this momentum, we could just pump. But, I mean, 10 a.m., we could see the reversal here. We could see rejection out of the 1 hour. We could see the 4 hour get created and reject from that. So the 1 minute didn't work because the 2 minute held, unfortunately. So this 2 minute was holding, and we algorithmically held it several times. So I knew that this was a significant gap. And then once we broke it, that's when price ran. So yeah, I needed to see the 2 minute there as well. Also, the conditions aren't amazing, and so whenever the conditions aren't that great, I like to wait for all time frames. Why don't I use series FEG like Dodgy and only mark out singles? I do. I do use series. Like for this 30-second, for example, I would use both of these gaps. Okay. Do you not think it was because the 15-minute civvy that was holding? Maybe. Could have been that too. But no, I really do think it was the 2 minute there because, yeah, I mean, as soon as the 2 minute broke, before the 15-minute was even tapped into, we just ran. So yeah, based on hindsight, I think it was the 2 minute, but would I consider the 15-second short? Ooh, no, because it's invalid. But yeah, if it was valid, maybe. Yeah, that actually doesn't look bad. Is there a 3 minute? 3, 4, 5? No. Okay, so yeah. I think 30-second here will be the inverse. We come back down. This is a order block plus the fair value gap. If this breaks, that's very bearish. So probably what I'll be looking at for right now. News in 2 minutes. Yes, we have pending home sales in 2 minutes. Yellow folder news shouldn't matter too much. But I guess if the pending home sales are like really bad, you know, then I guess it could impact this 30-second short. Or really good. I don't know how it works. I don't know why pending home sales would move the NASDAQ dramatically unless we were seeing like imminent economic decline like in 2008. But oh, it's orange folder? My apologies. Orange folder. So yeah, 30-second. Really good momentum, very V-shaped coming off the 1 hour. This would be a plus. The draw on liquidity isn't, so I don't know. Probably takeable. Targeting that 1 hour below, probably. We do have news in 7 seconds. No entry on this candle. Oh, wait. And it's invalid. Darn. Darn, guys. I was kind of hoping that one would be good. Well, I guess we can get the 1 minute CISD now. We can get the next gap potentially inversed. But if we're running into other PD arrays, then probably not. Yeah, so there's a 5 minute we're running into. Might need to see that. Unfortunately. If we start to death candle, I suppose the 30-second would be valid because we'd be getting a breaker block and a CISD, so this should work. It should work, but the risk to reward is now obviously way worse. You'd have to like include all this in your stop. So keep that in mind. It's about a 50-point stop. In hindsight, 1 minute was ideal. Yeah, I would have wanted to see that 30-second break as well because it's a fair value gap plus an order block, but yeah, the 1 minute did work there. It's a 9:30 wicket draw. Yes. Wait, but we don't have a 9:30 wick, so no. No, we swept that. Okay. If we just come back up here, then this is probably just bullish. Might need to see that 4-hour gap get hit now. See, this got created at 10. We left a data low. Okay, okay. Once again, this data low isn't as good because we ran that low, but it could be decent still. Like, if we get a V-shaped reaction to the 4-hour getting tapped. Yeah. This now. 1 minute inverse to the upside, not with a data low below. But a short, maybe. We retake the high here and then get a bearish reaction while still being in the macro. That could be A+. I would probably take that. We might get an SMT at this high too. ES is kind of struggling. "30-second short here. Could see this break, go to the data low. I'd prefer to see the 4-hour tapped, of course, because it's a conflicting draw. Data low is swept. I don't think so. Not on the 1 minute. 1 minute's still intact. So if we break structure here and we continue and it gets to like 10-10, I don't think we'll get a 10 a.m. reversal and we'll probably just continue to be bullish for the remainder of the morning. If we reverse after hitting the high here, then we could definitely see shorts continue to play out. And then we'll have to just see the reaction at that data low plus the 30-second there. So there's the high. We have an SMT. Let's see if we keep that intact. No, we do not. So the SMT got broken. So a lot of momentum. A lot of momentum. Wow. Okay, so could go for this now. We have a 30-second gap here, which I don't think is running into anything else. Maybe the 2 minute if it forms, but oh, the 1 minute there. Okay. Maybe we get an entry where we don't run into the 1 minute below. If we do run in the 1 minute, I think you have to wait for that 30-second. But this is like a very risky short here. It kind of feels a little counter trend, but I do like data low, so I would probably take a short here, especially if we death candle. Obviously, you know, very volatile price conditions, so consider sizing down just so you don't accidentally get stop ran for 1,000,000 points. Still in the macro, still see if price could reverse here until 10-10. I think we might put in this 2 minute after all. We'll see. We created a tiny 1 minute there, so never mind. Can't take this 30-second. I think when we're this bullish, you just have to wait for everything to break here. Yeah, I think we'll be waiting on this 2 minute, 8 seconds. It's good though. Okay, so I think we got the 30-second there. We balanced that 2 minute. Let's see the reaction. The reaction's bullish, then yeah, this is probably over. But doesn't seem to be. Like an IO Fed. Maybe. We'll see. We get a bunch of staggered relative equal highs on the 1 minute. I think we'll be okay. I'm not too worried about it. I guess yeah, for that would be the unfilled 1 hour above, but I wouldn't really worry about that until we break this last 1/2 minute gap there. Okay, so kinda death candling. I think this 1 minute here is good. Yeah. Yeah. I want to see if the 2 minute breaks here. Doesn't look like we're going to get the 2 minute on this candle. Might have to wait another one here. Yeah. All right. Think I might take this 15-second. All right, I'm going to go break even there on the 15. And instant break even. Wow. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Want to see the 1 minute OB get put in here. I think if we put in the 1 minute OB, we'll dump to the data low. Okay. We have this last 30-second here. Need to break this. 1 minute OB did not get put in. Oh, wait. We might have barely closed below it. Can't really tell. Looks like we closed the tick, actually, so no 1 minute OB yet. But yeah, pay attention to this low. The reaction at this low will tell us whether or not we're going to be bearish at all right now. because this is the last gap in the leg. So if we take that liquidity inside the last gap in the leg and don't knife through it, and we get like a soup reaction and then bounce, then we could just see higher prices, because this is the last thing we need to see break before the data high gets hit. I believe the data low on ES was hit, so could be like bearish, but usually SMTs at data lows don't matter too much. Or sorry, not bearish, bullish. So kind of a soup reaction at that low. How much is a Lucid Flex at your discount? For the first 5 you purchase, I believe they're $78. And then after that, it's 30% off. So I think it's like 91 after that. But yeah, it's like they're the cheapest prop firm accounts for 50Ks in the space, because there's no activation fee and then there's no monthly recurring subscription. So once you pay it once, that's your only fee. If you take 3 months to pass it, you only pay for that first month. So pretty great. What time do I usually stream? 1:30 p.m. And then I go till 4 for PM. Why Lucid Flex over Pro? Just value. I think the pricing on it and the payout rules are pretty good. Honestly, I think the 50Ks are fine here. If you want to chase the data low here, if we inverse the 30-second, this should work. The risk reward obviously probably isn't amazing, but you can maybe hold runners past it. It's not one day pass. No, it's 50% consistency on the eval. Flex with my code is 65. Okay, so 65. There you go. $65 and you get a 50K. And you can request 2K per payout on it. It's pretty great. Can a data wick ever become protected? Sure. This one is, but we took the high, so it's no longer protected. We ran this high here. Am I taking this 30-second? Yeah, probably. If we get a good close, I'll probably just try it. The momentum here is bad. But yeah, this price action is just not great. $10 a.m. is a data low, yes. It doesn't have to be red folder to be a news low, no. It just has to be an abnormal wick. Which to me, anything like above 10 points is kind of abnormal. And this one's like 25 or like 20. So I think it's decent. So no 30-second there. Do we have OPEX tomorrow? Yeah, usually OPEX on PM isn't great. I feel like price is more manipulated, so I am a little bit more cautious on OPEX. Not in the morning, though. The morning is fine. How do you know when to leave the charts in bad PA? You can look at the characteristics of the candles, and if we're failing to put in 1 minute for value gaps, that's usually a sign that price isn't that great. Right now, we've really struggled all morning to put in 1 minute. I mean, we've had a couple here, but yeah, it's just not the best price action at all this morning, unfortunately. So no 30-second there. Is my target 763? I would like to see that hit, yeah. 752. You have like relative equal lows there now. We'd be delivering out of the 4 hour, but clearly we are not bearish. So just got to continue to watch price move up here because I don't want to fade order flow, and order flow is telling me that we are bullish. We are continuing to respect bullish PD rays. Even here, we put in you know, this wick and obviously pushed higher, respected that gap. This was just like us pulling back to balance the 5 minute, I think. So unless we can inverse this 30-second, we'll remain bullish. Do you believe there's a strong correlation with this PA and Trump speaking? Not necessarily. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know what he's speaking about, but I mean, maybe once he's done, it'll clean up a little. Only good play was the 2 minute long. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think the 2 minute long was good. It's like an A setup. But yeah, remember we have this unfilled 1 hour above as well, so could always come back for that. Not married to it, obviously, because we're inside of a 4 hour, but just something to think about, I guess. There's a 1 minute we just put in here, so want to see this get violated as well as the 30-second. Probably this would be considered internal versus external. Yes, I do, Marty. So I stream every day in the PM channel in this Discord. If you'd like to join me, it's $50 a month. And then my WAP is just wap.com/NQReliable. And yeah, I just trade the PM sessions. I've been doing this for over 2 years now. Streaming and trading I've been doing for 6. I've been profitable since August of 2023 trading futures. And then with options, I became profitable in like March of 23, but it wasn't like trading like the strategy that we trade with IFVGs. It was trading I basically just got lucky with a trade that I took. Not necessarily lucky, but I had a very, very smart idea. I shorted Chegg when ChatGPT was released, and I made like 800% on that. And I took that with a lot of size, so I made a lot of money from that, and that's kind of what propelled me into my futures journey. What am I wearing? Right now I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Asia PM or New York PM? New York PM. New York PM. 1:30 Eastern to 4 Eastern. Said pick. Okay. I can send you guys the Reddit post that I made from Wall Street Bets where I talk about the position and I do my technical analysis. Oh, my fit? Oh, no, I'm just for that. I'm stupid. Okay, so this is a 1 minute death candle here. We inverse that 1 minute. I don't think I would take this because, like I said, it's internal versus external, right? So we have this 30-second to the left that's still holding price that we need to see break. Is it $50 USD on top of Dodges? Yes, but you can get it separate to Dodges. So if you ever choose that you don't want to be a part of AM anymore, you'll still have access to all the same channels that you had while in AM. Obviously, just not the AM stream. And that's separate. So you don't have to add on to Dodges. It's just PM. So it's really good for people that are like trying to like, you know, gain more education, or maybe, you know, AM doesn't really work with their schedule. I think AM and PM have their strengths and weaknesses. PM, I find, is often very predictable with how it moves. It's very easy to tell when we're going to have a good PM session and when we're going to have a bad PM session. Whereas AM is somewhat erratic, and so it's more difficult to tell when we're going to have a good and bad AM session. But obviously you get more entries in AM. So those are like the two main differences. Where do you buy that access? Yeah, so it's this link here. Were you able to take payouts in January and February this year? Yes. Yes, I've taken 3 payouts so far. I'm working towards my 4th on the year. So just business as usual. I posted a couple of my payouts that I got with Lucid in the PM announcements channel. How did I avoid the loss? What loss? Oh, the 1 minute long? Oh, I wanted to wait for the 2 minute to close as well. And I wasn't like married to anything, so I wasn't like trying to force a setup. How many PAs do I trade? 25. But I trade in groups. So like I don't trade all 25 at the same time. I trade like in groups of 5. So I'll take a setup with 5 accounts. If it wins, I'll go to another set of 5, and that way I'm like segmenting my risk. I've been changing that up lately. I've been increasing the amount of accounts I trade, and I plan on getting a third-party trade copier soon, so that I can copy trade like my Lucid accounts with like Tradeify accounts. So this is a good death candle here. I'm going to chase this, I think. We will just see if we can get a good fill here. Like if we like create a 30-second here and then balance that, I might try that. But yeah, we broke that with a lot of momentum, so I figure this should take us to the data low. If not, obviously it's just bad price action. So I'm gonna take a couple micros here. Already not a great reaction us taking the low, but I think this should work. We have a 15-second that now needs to break. See our reaction to maybe 50 here. So yeah, we've already tapped that. So if we start to blast past 50, this is probably going to fail, but I'm not in it with too much size, just a couple micros, and already not great. I mean, we have this tiny 30-second that still could hold. But yeah, this is probably going to fail. Just probably not the greatest price conditions. There's a good 15-second there. .30-second here needs to break. This would be another good potential entry for those of you that didn't enter when I did. This confirmation setup to target the data low there. Yeah, if we respect this, obviously my entry's going to fail, and maybe I should have waited for the confirmation setup here, but yeah, I'm probably going to get stopped out, so I'll probably be red on this morning, but I'm okay with trying that and seeing if we can hit the data low. So just going to wait on this 15. Probably silly. Should probably just cut it. All right, cutting it there. It's cooked. All good. Is what it is. There's always this 30-second we just put in here, so as long as we continue to respect this, I suppose we could be bearish. Swept that high. This would be like really good if we got like a 3-candle V shape, good break even. What did I take? I took the retrace here on the 30-second inverse. So this gap breaking. I figured we would hit the data low off that momentum, but price action's just terrible right now. Yeah, this is clearly chopped, but I was just playing momentum there. Or trying to play momentum. All right. I guess I'm going to have to try this one too. Like, this setup looks really good, but it's choppy. It's just take it at your own discretion. This is like 20-ish points of risk, maybe. I like the break even. So yeah, there's the entry for it. I'm trying it. Attempt number 2. Technically already break even, but I might wait a little bit. One minute OB created, good sign. Breaker block put in, good sign. Not really the greatest breaker, but 30-second looks decent actually. All right. I am gonna wait for, I think, an ITL to get put in. Okay, well that's interesting. We're kind of generating LRLR on ES here. So hoping that that gets ran. All right, here's my plan. If we resweep this low, I'm going to go break even. Okay. So I'm going to go break even there on the short. And then obviously you can hold a runner past the data low. That's just where I plan on cutting most of my trade. And then it's up to you if you want to take partials at this low. Okay, so there's that low hit there. Now we just need the data low. Patience, patience. We just like barely missed that. Okay. Well, I don't think I'll be very happy if we miss the data wick by like a tick and then reverse. By the way, the MNQ data wick I don't think is aligned with the NQ data wick here. So if you look at the TP, it's 48 on NQ. So just keep that in mind when you're looking to TP on this trade if you are going to TP at the data low here. Dude, are you so for real? Wow. Okay. Well, this sucks. Wow. Yeah, that's terrible. No words. Just no words. Well, oh well. Missed it by one tick. All right. I guess now I don't know what the dream scenario would be. I guess maybe another short if we resweep the highs. This 30-second here is probably going to break just based off this momentum. What a terrible day. Just absolutely terrible. I think I'm going to be done for the day after that. Unless we get another textbook short from the high, I think I'm going to be done. I don't think anything good can come from any trades after that. Do I think it has anything to do with ESPP? I would say no. This is just like really bad price action. I have no idea why we miss it by a tick in reverse. Got down to 49. TP was 48.50. But yeah, this was just a break-even trade. That's kind of ridiculous. So, if I had to guess, the next time price will clean up, it'll be at about 10.50. So 10.50, we could see, price run liquidity. It might just have to do with timing as to why we missed that low. You think trading will eventually become impossible because of AI? No. It'll probably become easier. So if we reverse now, we could like view this potentially as a rejection block. And I guess I don't really know. There's not like a good gap for us to take now because of how much we displaced. We're probably just gonna miss the short now. Three-minute, yeah, we put in a 3-minute, but it's running into too many other fair value gaps, like this obvious 1 minute, in order for me to take it. And in these price conditions, I need to see all time frames close. That's the only reason why I liked this setup, was because the 30-second closed here, and we got this instantaneous V shape while respecting this 30-second to the left. So I was like, okay, you know, this should work to like the break even, and then, you know, obviously from there. But you guys saw what happened after, so. Wait, how did I get muted? Dude, I think somebody muted me. I don't think I pressed mute. I was trying to pass a Lucid account with CPI. Yeah, it's the amount of contracts. Yeah, the OCO might work B plan, but I think you just can't have limit orders open that exceed the amount of max contracts that you can take. But with Lucid, you only have to make 1,500. So with 2 micros, you can, or not 2 micros, 2 minis, you can get like 37.5 points, and that'll be your profit target. Risk, I already answered your question, and I said no. I think it'll actually become easier. What Eastern time is PM? 1:30, Andreas. Wow. I'm actually in shock. That's just insane. That's actually just crazy. Say that again. Of sorry, what? 11? You can pass the 1,500 consistency with 2 minis at 37.5 points. Why didn't we reliable TP? I'm gonna be honest. I noticed too late that the micros data wick was different than the NQ data wick. So I had my reliable TP at the micros data wick. What happened with me in Apex? Oh, I'm not allowed to buy any more evals. The reason why is because I've taken too many sim funded payouts. And I'm not a live account trader. How many? I don't know. Why don't I just ask Dodgy to unban you? Because I don't need to buy any more evals. If they ever invite me, Philip. I don't. Do you guys know of any Apex live traders? Yeah, that's what I've heard is they just ban you. So I'm gonna have to look probably at other options. 30-second here with the SMT. Not at this high. Resweeping AM high would be better for a short, but at this internal, there's an SMT. This could work. I mean, if you want to take another stab at the data load, this might work. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna be done. I'm gonna take my small L and just call it. Yeah, already like terrible start to the 32nd, but I'm not gonna write it off yet. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be a fail. I'm glad I skipped it. And now that it's failed, we'll probably dump because that's the type of price action we're having right now. NQ is very weak compared to ES here. ES looks like it kind of wants this high. NQ is struggling to make higher highs. We're kind of building this LRLR here a little bit. But yeah, no reason to expect that we're bearish here just because we're still respecting bullish PD raise. We're still respecting that 3-minute. That's probably why that 30-second failed. It was just like a lower risk, low probability short. We got the last 15-minute candle of the AM session in 1 minute. Let's kind of see what the 15 looks like here, actually. Nothing really too crazy. Yeah, we're just chopping. Is Trump still speaking? No, it's just random people. Okay, there's Q&A, it looks like. All right, here's 45. So we'll see if this candle will take us to that high that I think ES wants. And then I think we'll get an SMT there, and then we can maybe see another short play out. Maybe. Like, this could be like AMD setting up. Accumulate here, manipulate up, distribute down. Maybe we'll go now. We have to get through a 3 and a 2 and a 1 minute. So, a lot of gaps here. Technically, the dream scenario is still intact. Technically, yeah. Yeah, if we inverse the 1 hours, though, that would probably be a bad sign. One minute, FEG tiny. Yes. The inverse there, yeah. I would have never, like, even looked at that because of the other time frames, but sure. All the possible times for reversals are usually 10, 11, and 2. 10, 11, and 2. Sometimes, like, 3:30, 3 o'clock, because, like, we'll get, like, PO3 after a trend day. But that's about it. Will I be streaming this afternoon, too? Yes, I stream every day, 1:30 to 4. How can I get a... I don't think you could get a refund, Andreas, but you can always cancel your AM subscription and then just sign up next month for PM or whatever. Okay, 2 minutes till the macro time. We have just chopped sideways since 9:50. What cars do I have? I have a 2020 Toyota Camry. I'm waiting till 25 to get a nicer car because my insurance premiums are a little high. For my car, I think I spend 1,400 every 6 months because in Michigan the insurance premiums are really high. So I just don't want to make like a poor financial decision. That's all. What car am I thinking about getting? I'll probably get a C8 Z06 and then I'll get a titanium exhaust on it and it'll sound like a poor man's Ferrari. I think that's the plan. I like it because it's a flat plane like the 458 and it's mid-engine so you can hear the engine behind you. And I don't know. The ZR1 is obviously out of budget, but even then I like the Z06 more because the engine, the way it sounds. I don't really care for performance. I'm just really I'm about how it looks, how it sounds. That's like that would be my priorities. And then in the future I'd want to get a track car like a performance car, but that would be probably later. And for that I'd probably get a Porsche or something. The Toyota is a very reliable car. The C8, I don't know. Probably not, but that's not the point. Okay, so starting to dump in the macro now. We'll see if we can get through these gaps and finally get back to our data low, our actual intended target. Looks good so far. Pretty nice 1 minute death candle. Yeah, I mean, this is going to hit, right? This has to hit. This is too much momentum, right? We get the 3-minute inverse. I guess it's up to you if you want to, you know, try this. Got to see that last 1 minute there break as well in order to confirm the lows, but based off this momentum, I imagine it happens. Why don't I push harder on social media? Good question. I don't know. I'm lazy. I like my private life. Why, Mata? Why? Why would I not pursue social media more? He's busy with my... That's a good reason. That's a good reason. All right. 1 minute's gone. Dude, if this doesn't work, I might be the worst trader ever. We're in the macro time. This is where we should run liquidity. We have relative equal lows at the data wick. Death candles. So much momentum. Balance the 1 minute. So no reason to come back, I don't think. If we make a lower low here, if you're in this trade, I would trail your stop to this high. So if price comes back to like here. Obviously the RR is terrible, but you could always get in off the retrace. So if you're getting in off the retrace, go break even if we re-hit the low. Because whenever we create efficient price action, meaning we balance inefficiencies, there shouldn't be any reason for us to pull back to those balanced efficiencies unless the goal is to become bullish or vice versa bearish if we're in an uptrend. So really decent reaction there. Just got to see the low re-hit. All right, there's that. So you could probably go to break even if you entered off the retrace there to the 1 minute gap. Or you can leave your stop at the high, whatever. We shouldn't come back to this high now. If we do, this is just bad delivery, bad price action. We did create a 2 minute there, but like I said, I mean, the proximity to the data low is so close that we should get to the data low before we come back to balance this 2 minute. Am I in this? Maybe. I might be. I didn't want to alert anything else today because of the price conditions and how that last trade went, but I might be in this. And I might be out of this soon because it looks like we're not going to hit the data low first. Because the price conditions are terrible. Yeah, of course not, dude. So, if you were in that, I mean, I guess we could come back down, but... Do I like this long? No, not with a data low glow. like I said, I think that this would save you if you were in this short, moving your stop to there, because there's no reason for price to come back to this high unless we're bullish now. Now we could create a 1 minute gap here, and if we get this, I'll probably just re-enter. As long as we're still respecting this bearish gap here, the 2 minute, the 1 minute. But yeah, look at that. So, just as I said, if we come back to this high, this will become bullish. The reason why is because unless price action is flipping direction, we should continue to respect areas of efficient price action, areas that we balanced, order blocks, balance for value gaps, etc. And unless we're flipping direction or it's bad price action, there's no reason for us to rebalance this. There's no reason for us to come back up here. So hopefully this was a learning moment for those of you that, you know, took that. Obviously we could still respect the 2 minute here. So order flow has not completely flipped bullish yet. But if we inverse this 2 minute, we'll go for these highs before we come back for the data low, which is fine. There might be an opportunity for a setup here. This could just be AMD accumulation here, manipulate up, distribute down. So lots of stuff. Am I cooked? Live account? 10 minis? Yikes. Probably. Unless we hold the 2 minute. If we hold the 2 minute, you might be okay. But yeah, does that make sense, guys? We talk about this paint roller analogy all the time. We talk about efficiently traded price action. So yeah, 2 minute. I think this goes to the highs now. Goodbye, Cayman. Have a great rest of your day. So if we're inversing PD arrays both ways, is that a sign of good price action or bad price action? Yeah, really bad. Yeah, for sure, Willem. Just out of curiosity, type 1 if you are red for the day, type 2 if you're green, type 0 if you're flat. All right, so pretty even mix. I am going to type 1 because I am red. I'm down about $100 right now. So it is what it is. On any other day, I would be green, though. Any other day, I'd be green because one of these data low plays would have hit. And, yeah, I don't know. Today's just not the day. Why are you forcing setups when we know PA is not efficient? So, this setup, the first setup, I liked because of the death candle. And then that failed. The second setup I liked because we were respecting this 30-second. And we V-shaped, and it was aligned with my bias. And there really wasn't any reason for us to not hit the data low here. And then this third setup that I tried, I figured, okay, if I get a good retrace entry here, I can put my stop if we close back above the 1 minute. And we should hit the data low before coming back to the highs, based on the macro, based on liquidity. So that was my thought process. Each trade that I took today was better than the last. It just so happens that price action is not very clean. So the first trade wasn't that good. The second trade was good. The third trade was very good. Because we have time, and during the macro, we'll usually run liquidity. Is there any way to see all the macro times? Oh, I just memorized them. So other than doing that, you could always use like an indicator that has them. I bet you if you just typed in like ICT macro, it'll probably pop up, and then Yeah, so here's Lex Algo. So here's 950 to 1010. Oh, it's off by an hour though, I think. Yeah, it's off by an hour, so I'd probably have to adjust that. But yeah, there's just, check to see what macro or what indicators are out there, and that's a good way, or just like memorize them like I do. Okay. Why not the 3 minute long? Because we have a data low below, so it's conflicting draws. We don't wanna take setups that have conflicting draws. That's like the main thing. I bet you at some point today this data low gets taken. I just don't know when. But if you think about today in terms of like price, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, Judas swing in the morning, reversal after we take the data low, pump after. Kind of makes sense, I guess. I think we could get a reversal at some point today. It's just not going to happen until probably PM. Is it OPEX? OPEX is tomorrow, yeah. So that could be another reason why price isn't that great, but it is 11:02. For those of you that'll be in PM, I will see you there. For the rest of you, I hope you have a great rest of your morning. Don't do anything too stupid. If we get another play towards the data low before 12, it'll probably work. So keep an eye on that. Especially if we like resweep AM high. But yeah, PM starts at 1:30. And if you're interested in joining that, this is the link. So yeah. Other than that, y'all have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you later. Oh, should I do an outro song? It wasn't like an amazing session, so I don't know if we should celebrate, but I can do an outro song if you guys want. We have this 1 minute here. It's like another stab at the data low. I'm just looking for a good song. Should we do something more nostalgic or something more recent? The data low has not been taken yet, Moises. On ES it has, but on NQ it has not. If you look at 10 o'clock. So we want something sad. Okay. I'm trying to think of a song. What about like some Adele? Sailing by Christopher Cross. 1 minute here. Looks like it's gonna break. You could take another stab at the data low. I think the risk to reward now is bad, so you'd have to hold past it. Easy on me. This should run, right? Lots of momentum, you know, Death Candle. I got it. I got the song, guys. What did we take? We took a couple of shorts trying to get this data low and lost on one, break even on the other two. Just to